What's up, guys?
Welcome into the Lucky Top Sports, guys. Hey, rough day today. Hard to be a Tennessee Vol fan today, man. It was just rough. But hey, welcome into the show, everybody. This episode's gonna beware of the Ides of March a little bit. We're gonna talk about where we are with our hoops update. We're gonna talk about SEC tournament and the collapse that Tennessee had today, and then other upsets that have been, happening during the tournament. March Madness discussion, bracketology, NFL free agency was a madhouse this week. We're going to get into that. We'll talk about some college baseball, some Major League Baseball coming up. Put it on ice. Frank's going to be back giving us his best hockey picks, which for me has been very beneficial this week. So nod to Frank putting it on ice. And then we'll go over our best bets. But man, I know this intro, it's really hard for me, having a lot of energy after Tennessee basically just got the Andy Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption today from
That was rough, man.
Yeah, the sisters, just straight, in the film room, when Andy tried to break their nose with the film. The sisters being Texas A&M, he's fighting them off, but there was nothing that Andy or Tennessee could do. They just had to sit there and take it. And man, Vols leaving Nashville early, and regular season Rick shows up. So we have a special guest. He's not been here for a couple weeks. Someone that's very familiar with Rick Barnes and his brand of basketball.
Who we got coming in there?
Big Texas.
Oh, Big Texas.
Hey, yo.
Big Texas. Were you watching the SEC tournament today? The abysmal performance that Tennessee put on, and another much to be desired performance coaching wise from Rick Barnes.
Yeah, we used to call that motherfucker RSR, regular season Rick. And he showed his ugly head again today. I was happy as hell when we lost him. You guys took him. I couldn't understand why. Long-term deal, 9 years. What are you doing? Disgusting basketball. If you want to see how to not play basketball, watch the first half of Tennessee, Mississippi State. It was really, really unfortunate to have to watch that. My eyes saw that. I lost my beard in a Wildcat attack as well. So I don't know. Like, Tennessee, when's the last time they won? Like, South Carolina game? I guess that was like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, Big Texas.
This is not the time to start losing. So, I don't know. I don't know if we can beat a 16 seed or a 15 seed at this point. Texas will be a 9 seed or 10 seed. So I ain't worried about that. But damn, it's a tough game.
Big Texas, that's great analysis there. I would like to ask you, do you see any silver lining for the Big Orange faithful when it comes to having an early exit from the the SEC? Almost a Freudian slip, NCAA tournament, right? But the SEC tournament, I'm just forecasting next week, I think, for most Tennessee fans. I was hesitant to put the cup back on, but my battered Vol syndrome kicked in. And yeah, man, is there any silver lining? Should we keep the cups on? Are we going to go home early next week? Or was this, a blessing in disguise? We get extra rest or anything like that. So just give me your thoughts on that.
Well, you can't get injured on the couch. So I will say that, that's a positive. You don't have to worry about Dalton Connect getting injured or some shit like that. But there's not much encouraging thing when you go back and watch the film of the last 2 days. So I believe these guys need to recenter. I think in Remember the Titans, they visited like Gettysburg or some shit. They need to do something like that, dude. They need to go ahead, take a little mini vacation, maybe 1-2 days off and lock in. Not much positive you can take out of watching the basketball, but you need to kind of do that Men in Black, erase the image and start over. So, we got two more guys. I think in this reaction and in this podcast. Any thoughts from you guys, Frank? Did you happen to catch it, or Roman?
I was watching at half. It was like losing by 20.
Cheeks, just getting blown
19 and a half.
I mean, they're gonna drop now from a 1 seed. The 1 seed's gone.
Yeah, the 1 seed is
Can't be a
absolutely
1 seed
toast.
now.
But that might be a
it's
good
toast.
thing. I mean, because you don't want to be the 1 seed that loses to the 16th seed. So at least that pressure is off your chest. And I think for NCAA that matters.
Yes, Roman, you bring up a great point. When
I
was
always
asking
do.
Big Texas,
When have I not brought up a
all
great?
right, calm down. All right. The first good point you make will be
You sucking your own dick there, buddy?
Listen, Roman. The next good point you make will be the first one. Okay, so I digress. But moving past what you just said, all right, I'll let you have that good point. I was thinking about Tennessee's early exit, and it may not be a 1 seed losing to a 16 seed, but we don't have to watch us lose to Auburn again in the SEC tournament, and we don't have to potentially lose again to Kentucky in the SEC tournament. So there are some good things, silver linings, I guess, that you could take away from that. But man, really dejected and just a abysmal way to open up postseason play. But I will say this, for the Vol basketball fans out there, hey, leave the cuffs on. I don't think it's going to get any better. Beware the Ides of March. Shakespeare himself couldn't have wrote a more classic ending to the SEC tournament. And I think it's going to get even more Shakespearean when we roll in next week. Even as a 2 seed, we might win our first round tournament game, but we're going to play a team, in that 7-10 line, somewhere around there. That's exactly like Mississippi State. Yeah. And we're going to have a lot of problems with that. So here's where I'm at. I wanted to do a good bit on some bracketology, talking about where Tennessee's going to be, excited about whatever semifinal game we would have wound up having today, which would have turned out to be a game with Auburn, which would have been really fun to talk about. And even potentially getting my hopes up for another championship run for the SEC title. But fellas, and I know the podcasters won't be able to see this, but this is where I'm at right now. Hold on.
Uh-oh. What is that?
Uh-oh.
It's time to shed the basketball jersey. It's time to don the football jersey, baby.
Yes!
It's spring football.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's football time in Tennessee. I've been disappointed enough by Rick Barnes and that shitty basketball team in the postseason. Bring me Nico. Bring me the Polynesian Prince that was promised to me. I'm ready to go. Let's run it, Josh. 10, 11 win season, making the fucking playoffs. I'm done with basketball. Let's move forward.
August can't come soon enough.
Oh my God!
Absolutely.
So who's gonna win the SEC tournament now, Josh?
SEC tournament basketball, as I just proclaimed, is dead to me. But for the sake of the conversation, Alabama's going to be your SEC tournament champion.
That's crazy.
All right.
I think it's going to be Kentucky, boys. They got 4 or 5 NBA players on that squad. I think it's going to be real easy for them. Tennessee was the only real challenge for them, and they got shreked really by Mississippi State. So, I mean, that's
here it is, Big Texas, and Frank and Rome. I'll break it to you like this: it's going to be Alabama because they're setting up. Nate Oates is trying to get paid. He's going to be the next coach at Michigan. Mark it down.
At Michigan.
They just fired Juwan Howard today.
Oh no, not my boy Juwan. Because
he gone.
The reason Juwan is my boy is because
he gone. Fab Four. He gone. He gone.
Yeah, because I'm also a big Miami Heat homer. Yeah. So he was a long-time assistant.
I mean, he punches other coaches. His players are awful. They lack a lot of discipline. I can appreciate the fiery attitude. I mean, sometimes I think that we could use a little bit of that on our basketball team, but yeah, man.
Sad to see that, you know.
Rip, Juwan Howard out at Michigan.
Out at Michigan and into the NBA then.
Yeah.
just like Harbaugh.
Yep. Rip.
Leave college, go to the pros.
Detroit Pistons next year, you think?
Big Texas, you trying to show us something, man? What you got? You trying to hold something up?
Yeah, I was trying to hold something up. I realized it's not that clear, but it basically says fire Rick Barnes. I just want to reinstate that. That motherfucker can't coach for shit in March.
Cousin. Yeah, your cousin was on here saying the same thing when we lost to Kentucky last week.
I mean, we're related. We kind of think the same, so that makes up for it, you know. But I don't know, man. 9 years, one Elite Eight. Is that right?
No, 0 Elite Eights, two Sweet 16s, and I think 3 other trips to the house in the opening weekend, whether it be first round loss or second round loss in the opening weekend. So, yeah, a lot more to be desired there from Rick Barnes, but it is what it is.
There, Josh.
It is what it is.
I hear you.
He makes $5.7 million a year, and he has the same number of Elite Eight wins as me and you.
Yes, he and Rick Barnes. No, at Tennessee, you know, he has been to a Final Four. He went to a Final Four at Texas. But yeah, at Tennessee, me and Rick Barnes have the same amount of Elite Eight appearances, and that's 0. You know, and I've had a lot of people hitting me up on the phone today, and we're going to move past the Tennessee thing. But I just want to finish off with this. I've had a lot of people talk to me, and I want to get, you know, your guys' thoughts on this. Hit me up saying, well, Barnes doesn't take the shots. Barnes, you know, how many attempts did he have from the floor today? You know, what about, you know, the lack of defense or effort or this? To me, that's on the coach, man. As much as it is on the players, like the coach has to be able to prepare their players and have them ready to play. I mean, for Pete's sake, you had a fucking 1 seed on the line today and you blew it. Like, it would have been the first 1 seed in tournament history. No team in NCAA tournament history has won the national championship after losing in the first round of their conference tournament. And that's what Tennessee did today. They didn't lose in the opening round because they had a double bye because they won the league. But speaking from losing their first game appearance in their conference tournament, no team has went on to win an NCAA tournament.
That makes me wonder, what are the odds now that Tennessee wins a national championship? Because it's probably went from like 8 to 1 to like 35 to 1.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at it. I mean, it's
probably
the 1 seed would have been the best path. I mean, you look at all the analytics. Yeah, Roman brought up you don't want to lose to the 16. I mean, that's really rare. I think that's happened twice in history, right? Yeah. But I would also say it gives you the easiest path. And I think there was some crazy stat that like 40%, you know, close to almost half of all national championship winners have been a 1 seed. So,
damn,
you would say that the 1 seed gives you the highest advantage.
Yeah, well, you're gonna play tough teams in the second and third round now.
Sure,
I believe Frank to add, man. You guys might be close to who's number 1 in their division. I think it's Houston. Them boys. I mean, if you're going to lose by 20 points to Mississippi State, I don't know how the hell you're going to beat Houston. I'm looking at round 2 now. According to Joe Lunardi, as of 2 a.m., it would be the winner of Tennessee Colgate playing Clemson or Michigan State. I don't know if that's going to be, you know, tough or closer game that we think. So, I mean, we were riding high. Like 2 weeks ago, we were on top of the world. Now we're scraping the bottom. Yeah, it's just real discouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had to turn the page.
it might be the buy low point for Tennessee.
That's exactly right.
Not to win. I mean,
it's the lowest point you could buy them at right now. All year.
Don't pick anyone to win.
You know, and not to pile on, but
I'm not saying they're gonna win. I'm just saying
the only
buy low spot.
Yeah, the only other time Tennessee has lost back-to-back games was earlier in the year, and during that streak, they lost 3 games in a row. So, with that being said, the last time they lost 2 games in a row, it wound up being 3.
Oh,
so,
shit. So, is that a little blackboard analysis from you, Josh? Like, are you saying three drops? Like, once you see 2 drops, it's going to be 3 drops? Because that's going to be disgusting, man. We're going to have to burn some jerseys if that happens.
Yeah, 15 to 15 seed, 2 seed. It might happen.
Yep.
I mean, if you look at the effort, look at the body language during that game today, you come out with that in the NCAA tournament, you're gonna go home. Period. Yeah. It's just the way it is. That was a disgusting performance. Whatever way you want to describe that performance, I would say it's one of those burn the tapes. But I went back and watched it, and man, because I was playing golf. In my mind, I was like, "Oh man, this is easy. I'm just gonna go play some golf, relax." Hadn't been out of the house because I'm a new dad. Yeah, man, I started getting texts from you clowns, and not only did that start ruining my day just from a basketball fan perspective, but then that just really started affecting my handicap. I had to I had to cut it at 9 holes. I had to go home. I couldn't finish out the back 9, dude. It was a wrap after that. Because there was no doubt in my mind. And I mean, my 6-leg parlay was no chance of even working out. And then Tennessee just even covering. Like, come on. Like I thought for sure, hey, Rick Barnes, rematch, here we go. But then I forgot the key ingredient in that. It's March.
Yeah.
It's March, baby.
Yeah, you put money line in that parlay, didn't you, buddy?
I did. Yeah, missed that one. Missed that one pretty bad.
All right, let's not beat Tennessee down to a pulp too much. So let's take a look a little bit of the other conferences. Roman, I believe that's a new crib you got in Big 12 territory for now. It's going to be SEC territory soon enough. But while you're still in it, you got Houston, Texas Tech going on right now. Houston looks like a wagon, boys. I don't know. It's going to be tough to beat them. But yeah, like I think that's an interesting general series, and I think the other game is even more interesting. Baylor versus Iowa State, number 14 versus number 7. For me, I think it's going to be Houston and Baylor, classic Texas matchup. Going forward, I don't know, like in the ACC again, it's the usual suspects. Duke lost yesterday, but we can't really shit on them because we lost today. Got no pot to piss in there. We got North Carolina, Pittsburgh right now, and we got NC State versus Virginia. So I think it's going to be a classic matchup.
Hold on. Before you read off some stats there. That Pitt in North Carolina game. Right now we're tied with 3 minutes to go, 26 apiece. Pitt, North Carolina.
In the first half, their partner.
First half, hey, that's what I'm saying. Right before halftime.
Fucking second half, 26 apiece.
And 5 minutes to go in the first half. A&M's up 5 on Kentucky, 37-32.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's tough. These conference tournaments are tough. But I just want to get your thoughts, like, guys, like, we got UConn in the Big East. We got Big 12 action going on. We got ACC. But all year we're talking about SEC is the most difficult conference. Is that still true? Are we still going to have a lot of teams deep in the Elite 8 and stuff? Any thoughts there? Maybe Roman or Frank, could you talk to that at all?
Man, I like UConn in the Final Four this year. I do. They're a strong team. They got shooters. They just outplay teams quite a bit. I've watched a few of UConn's games, and it's always, they're either winning by 40 or 50 points or they're winning a tight game. They've lost some games, sure, but they have the DNA kind of like how Houston has the DNA of a national championship team. I've been down on Houston all year just because I watched them a few months ago, and they almost lost to Texas. But I watched more Houston basketball, and that was an off day for them. You know what I mean? So, like, I do like Houston quite a bit. I do like UConn quite a bit. Those teams, I think, will be there. At the very least, they'll both be in the Elite Eight. Houston and UConn are both Elite Eight teams, you know, without a doubt.
Gotcha.
Those are my top two in there right now.
Hey, Frank, outside of Marquette, who is UConn beating with a pulse?
It's a good question.
Nobody. I can answer it for you. Nobody.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I do think they get there. You know, I do think they get there. Just watching them. I mean, UConn is a classic example of a team that just demoralizes bad teams. So the first and second round for UConn are easy games right now. Right? They're punching a ticket to the Sweet 16 easy. I think they have a really hard game and they barely win and they get to the Elite Eight. That's why I'm saying that. I don't know if they're a national championship team, but they're definitely in the Elite Eight. Who have they beat with the pulse? I don't know.
Well,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but
they won at Kansas by 4, and then they beat Carolina by 10.
Okay.
And then they split with Creighton. So, you know, I'll give it to them. I'd forgotten about the North Carolina game for UConn. So to me, that's kind of impressive. We all know at Kansas they lost a tough game, but they played at Kansas. If they would have played at UConn, I think that would have been a different story. We know how Kansas is on the road, but yes, I mean they beat North Carolina. That was their signature win, I think, of the year, and then splitting with Creighton, and then Marquette.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take. Now that you mentioned that, I was thinking this the other day. Kansas getting upset in the second round. I think they lose round 2. They win round 1. Kansas mark them down for a loss round 2. They do choke on the road, and they're going to play on the road, right? They're not playing at home. Like
That's right. That's
games
right.
on the road. They're not a road team. So they do second round probably.
Let me pick your brain real quick. Earlier we saw Purdue and Michigan State playing. So do you think Purdue's going to make a deep run? Roman, just get your thoughts on this. Do you think Purdue's got a shot of making a deep run?
Phone call.
Sorry about that.
Who we're talking? Purdue?
Purdue, they just barely beat Michigan State, and we know that the Big Ten has kind of been lackluster all year. What are your thoughts?
How's FAU doing?
FAU, Florida Atlantic.
That's a good point. FAU.
How's Florida Atlantic doing?
How did
I don't really know. Did they win their conference?
I believe there will be an 8 seed. They're going to be in there, buddy. So yeah, if that's the home squad and that's your pick, man, that's your pick. You can't change it.
No. Or is Oral Robertson?
No, man, I don't know. I don't know about that team. I think you're doing a little bit of stalling there, bud. But that's okay. That's okay.
Oral Roberts
doesn't want to answer the damn Purdue question. I get it. It's tough, you know. But
I know he's a big Michigan guy, so I figured he would follow his conference.
He might not be a basketball fan then, you know. Maybe it's just that pigskin that he likes, you know.
Hey, I can't blame
you.
him.
Josh, I'm like you. I never took off
the page.
I never took off the football jersey. I never took it off.
Turn the page.
They're wearing it.
Football season, baby.
Yeah, dude. After the last season, I just sleep in my jersey. I sleep in my Michigan, on my Michigan gear. Wear it every day.
Don't blame you.
Put a little Michigan emblem on the car. Like
you wear your Connor Stallion sunglasses.
Yep.
When you ride to work every day, just put them on.
Yeah, man.
Big shades.
Yeah.
We just hired a guy who went to Michigan. He came up to me. He's wearing Michigan gear all day. So it's 2 of us now at the office.
I'm sure that's a lovely place to work.
Josh, Could I get some Final Four picks?
Yeah, man. I'm glad you bring that up. I'm straddling the fence, a little lukewarm, and we know this show likes to get biblical sometimes. So we know the Lord talks about how he likes to spew people out of his mouth that are lukewarm. So I know it's kind of disgusting to be lukewarm from a biblical perspective, and then also in a literal perspective when it comes to your question here. But really, the only two teams that I have that I think are absolute locks for the Final Four right now is Purdue and North Carolina. I can't give you right off the dome the other two, because I want to say that it's going to be someone like a dark horse, like not really a mid-major, but maybe like a AAC guy. One of those like non-Power 5 conferences. Maybe
they were there last year. I mean, you know what happens in sports with these guys? They lose one year, they come back the next year, and they do it. They do it better, right?
You talking about FAU?
Yeah.
I mean, they sniped us last year, so
they're a good basketball team. They can shoot, and I see that.
Care of us.
It's like a community college in Florida with a lot of dumb guys that can play basketball.
And Boca Raton is paradise, man.
They're in they're in a great place.
Yeah,
but I see like those kind of teams, they come back the next year and they win.
No, Frank is absolutely right. I mean, like,
I see it every year.
FAU, like I lived in Boca. My mom lives there. FAU is 100% a community college. It's literally where all the kids, like whose rich parents live there, like they're too dumb to get into any other school, so they just pay and go to FAU, like right around their house. Like you'll go to FAU parking lot, you'll see like fucking Ferraris, Mercedes, like all over that shit. But something happened a few years ago, right? Remember when they had Lane Kiffin, right? They just decided all of a sudden that we have too much money making from all these like stupid like international students, like really, all the dumb kids who just like party and smoke weed all day in South Florida. So they just decided to put a bunch of money into sports, and I think that's what we're seeing, and I think there is talent out there, in Florida, just in general. So I agree with Frank here. They just threw the money at the problem. Yeah. It's almost like an Alabama story. Like just throw the money at it and see what happens. And they did, and they're making up the ranks in football too. So I don't see why not. I don't see why not again.
I think it's a team to look out for. They're not losing.
FAU. I can also see Creighton, man. I really like Creighton.
Creighton always sucks. Creighton is your but Creighton kind of like Purdue too, right? It's just like your disappointment team. It's your team is gonna absolutely fucking disappoint you. Yeah, definitely. Creighton's one of those teams where like early in the season you're like, wow, they're so fucking good. You never beat them, man. They're gonna fold like they do.
First round.
Second round, whatever. They're not making. What are we talking about? Elite Four,
Elite 8,
Elite 8. We're talking about dark horses now, buddy.
They're about dark horse. Creighton is not a dark horse. Creighton is by far not a dark horse. Creighton is
it a white horse then?
It's a deadbeat horse, like the horse that's been beaten to a pulp.
Creighton is glue, is what he said.
Okay. I got two for you. While I'm still a Big 12 guy, for the 30 seconds left I have in the Big 12. You were talking about getting biblical. Let's go to an offshoot of getting biblical there. Let's go BYU, brother. We got 4 white starters. They play the game the right way. No mental mistakes.
How many non-white players do they have?
They got one. Well, they got one starter. They got a couple bench guys. They got five black guys on that team. 10. 2-1. Little
stands.
Yeah, dude. They're gonna hit the free throws. That's for sure. Yeah. You don't have to worry about that. That's number one. Number two is Iowa State, buddy. Even more white guys.
The corn-fed inbreds from Iowa.
Maybe Iowa State. I don't disagree on Iowa State. That might be.
It's not really a dark horse. They're the damn 7th seed in the goddamn country. But
what about
there you go.
They're good.
What about Texas Tech? I heard Texas Tech earlier.
I mean, they're playing Houston.
Maybe.
They're getting their ass.
Yeah, I mean, they're
fucking handed to them
they're
right
only
now,
down,
brother.
they're only down 5 to Houston right now.
Okay,
Really
I
down
was
five.
I was checking earlier. They're down 12, but shit.
Yeah, 5-point game at halftime.
Yeah, well coached team. Texas Tech. That's a good pick there, brother.
Yeah, I mean they were the runner-up 4 years ago. Texas Tech.
Yeah. I mean, I lost several $1,000s. Texas Tech lost to Virginia. I was heated. Yeah, man, it was that time that Old Town Road just came out.
Yeah,
Song. And I remember we were up fucking 10 points in the national championship, and then again we got cooked by some white guys on Virginia, man. I mean, shit. How we losing to white guys is Texas Tech? Fuck, man. Like shit. But yeah, that happened.
Damn, big Texas.
Yeah, dude.
Hate to see it, man.
Hate to see it.
Getting cooked.
Yeah, bro. I think, yeah, man. Obviously, it's March. You know, we did a lot of March Madness so far, and I just want to leave the audience with some bracketology. I think this is how it's going to show up. Like, we got North Carolina, we got Houston, we got obviously Purdue, and we got UConn. 2 seeds. That's where we are. Marquette, Iowa State, Tennessee, and Arizona. Man, I think we might be one of the. I mean, Tennessee might be one of the better 2 seeds. I think let's take a look at this hypothetical situation that Joe Lenardi cooked up for us. We're in, as of right now, we would be in Houston's
South bracket. Yeah,
the South bracket. We got Houston number 1, Tennessee number 2. The team Roman hates here, Creighton number 3.
Hate it.
The damn Tide here. Some of these are kind of interesting matchups. So, I mean, outside of Houston, I don't know who's going to come in and really dominate. Obviously, San Diego State was.
I was just going to
right there last year. I think that's another potential team with a lot of experience. So I don't want to count them out either. I think if San Diego State.
I like Grand Canyon. That sounds like a team that's going to have an upset right there. Grand Canyon.
State, their Final Four last year.
Yeah, they're in the damn championship. Final Four. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think
they're not losing.
Perfect letdown. Oh my God, my alma mater, Stetson. Is that Stetson? You?
Yes, that's
brother. The Hatters, is that right?
The Hatters are
right.
in the fucking March Madness. That's a joke, no? That's crazy.
No. Atlantic Sun champions.
What?
Roman, tell us
crazy, man.
What was Stetson like? What the hell?
Man, how do I describe it? It's a small. It's three. When I was there, it was like 3,500 student type of small liberal arts school. It's in between Daytona and Orlando. If you guys can even picture that, that's the swampiest swamp nation situation there. I mean, like only an hour. You go up, and you get to Daytona. Only an hour and a half to Orlando. But yeah, no, it was. I spent a couple years there. Before they brought back the football team. So before they brought back the football team, I don't know what division those guys are in now, but
they're D1. They're D1.
They're D1.
They're FCS. Yeah, they're D1.
They're FCS, right? They're FCS. But no, man, it's more like it's a secluded, far from fucking anything type of town. It was a lovely time. Let me tell you, it's like a lovely time to have been there.
They were a conference foe to my alma mater, East Tennessee State.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
we played Stetson a lot in basketball when I was there.
Yeah. Wow. Man. Well, fuck, man. Stetson, let's go, Hatters.
Let's go,
Hatters. Let's go.
Take down Houston. Let's go.
I'm gonna watch this, dude.
Houston versus Stetson.
Oh, dude, this is the 16-1 fucking upset that we've been asking for.
Where do they got Tennessee playing? Is it in Charlotte?
Yes, sir. Charlotte. Yep.
Okay.
Wow. Houston's got an easy road, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now. I think it's Houston versus San Diego State. Looking down. I do like Texas Tech beating up on Creighton.
Okay.
in there. And then I think Tennessee's in the Sweet 16.
Oh, Texas Tech beating up on Creighton is a lock.
I think Texas Tech beats them up. Yeah.
Lock.
I don't think I want.
yeah.
I don't think I want to see Michigan State.
No.
Nah.
Brother, it's March. You don't want to
They're
see
always
anything.
ready. Michigan
Yeah.
State is always ready. That team is ready in March.
I
every
would
single year.
much rather play Clemson than Michigan State.
I agree.
Since when did the convergence of football like teams and basketball teams has happened? That's like last couple of years, right? Like these are the same. Like soon it'll just be
Name,
older. Well,
image, and
yeah,
likeness.
yeah. No, it's crazy, right? I mean, like these were not like a lot of the teams that look at them like these were not
Transfer portal, money, Lambos.
dude. Seriously, Josh, let's come down to FAU. I'll show you around Boca. We'll stop by the FAU parking lot, bro.
It's
you have to go to Miami.
Listen, man. Every recruiting visit right now is like fucking prestige worldwide from Step Brothers.
Wow. Oh, dude,
That's
I
how
love
it's going
James
down.
Madison over there.
It's like, oh, you want boats and
Madison?
hose? You want boats and hose? We got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Wait,
And all the cash. And all the cash you want.
JMU. I like this. What is this? Baylor, garbage. JMU, dark horse.
James Madison.
Dark horse.
They're good.
James Madison University up in Virginia.
Again, same story, right? Money at the problem, toss it, get the results. I like it. We should just take all the money teams, right? Like JMU, FAU, like all these fucking teams, you know?
Yeah, you might lose some money there, buddy, taking all those teams. Shit, dude. I mean, it's up to you. It's your bracket, motherfucker.
But
I'm going to say Houston.
To be fair, like you always have your token 5 seed upset. Who do you think out of that South bracket there is going to be your token? Between 5 and 9 seed upset.
Oh wow, South Florida, man. I know Texas loves the BYU. South Florida is a tough team to play. Those guys can play some basketball.
It's true.
South Florida can score, play defense, and they're aggressive.
Big Texas was talking about BYU, man. I don't know.
If they play South Florida,
I don't know if the Bulls have the juice.
But that's not like is that a true upset? 5-12?
5-12. Yeah, it is an upset.
That's the patented
lock.
That's the
patented
one
lock right there.
Mom knows about. Your mom knows to fade 5 versus 12, bro.
That's what they call. That's what's known as a Rome. That's what's known as a bracket buster right there. 5 and 12.
Bracket buster 5-12.
Bracket buster 5-12.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Roman called it out. I don't trust Nevada worth a shit. I think JMU is a lock. 11
lock. Huge 6-11.
Madison,
That's as good as 5-12.
What about Oakland? What about Oakland and Baylor? You think Oakland's got a shot of
not a chance in hell, brother?
No.
Okay.
Baylor by 20.
Oakland is not real school.
I mean, the matchup I'm trying to see over there is JMU versus Baylor. That's really like
South Dakota State and Arizona. That might be your 2 and 15 right there. Arizona's kind of. I think they're frauds.
Yeah, but the fraud with Arizona is always revealed later.
Yeah.
They got revealed by Bronny James last week, man.
It's probably Drake in the Sweet 16 there. In that bottom corner.
I mean, Josh,
Drizzy Drake.
Josh, to be fair, like if you want to look at frauds, they might be in this bottom right corner at the 2 line.
Well, no, wait a second, but
I think we've already.
I don't know. I don't know.
We've already established Tennessee might be a
Josh is too emotional. Like Josh is too emotional. Like he rides the highs very high. He goes down deep into the trenches when it's real low. Like this is a good spot for Tennessee. Like there's no good team out there. There's no what good team is out there? Like, nah, not Michigan State, not Clemson, not fucking Colgate. And then with Creighton, no.
Texas Tech.
That might be the only one.
Yeah.
That might be the only one.
Yeah.
You know, but you know,
I don't know.
That's beatable. That's beatable.
The A&M Colorado matchup potentially right there. I don't think we want to see Texas A&M again either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't be so down on Tennessee. I think
have a tough road there.
They don't.
I think there's one thing for sure is you got to take Tennessee spread ASAP versus Colgate. I think this is Frank said it. Buy low. This is a good buy low opportunity for us. You know.
Yeah.
What's the spread though?
We don't know, brother. We have
If it's 17 and a half, are you taking it?
Dude, if it's 17 and a half, that's a gift from Jesus Christ himself. It would be about 31 points. It would be like
okay. So we're taking Tennessee up to 30 points spread against Colgate.
Okay. Easy. All right. I like where this is going. I like where this is going. Right. So I need to get some people on fucking tape with this shit. Right. So we're taking Colgate. All right. We're gonna beat them. We're gonna beat the brakes off of Colgate. All right.
Yes.
Rome. Big Texas, don't chime in on this. I know where you're already saying frauds. I want to get Roman's take. So Colgate, we've taken care of them. All right,
taking care of them.
So we march forward
the floors
to who are you taking? Clemson, Michigan State. Who's winning that matchup?
I don't know, but they you know, I don't know. Michigan State, I guess.
All right, Michigan State. So Tennessee, Michigan State meet in the second round. Frankie, who's winning? Is it Sparty or is it the Vols?
Vols are winning that game.
All right, Vols winning that. All right.
They have a punch ticket to the Sweet 16.
Hey, look.
Wait,
we scrimmaged for the Maui fire victims charity that we did. We did a charity game for Maui at the first game of the year. That's when everybody discovered one Dalton Connect. It was against Michigan State. And Tennessee eked that out by the skin of their teeth. This was a game where fouls didn't count, right? So that was one of the stipulations. So you had unlimited fouls. Like no player could foul out of this game, right?
Holy shit.
Yeah, that they can make those rules up for those preseason exhibition games, right? So that's kind of like where it was. So, you know, a little different dynamic with that game. Yeah, that was Dalton Connect's pre-coming out party. You know, I know North Carolina was a huge performance, but he showed the basketball world, hey, I'm that guy. I'm Himothy, right? With that big ass dunk and stuff. But I will say, I don't get a warm and fuzzy when I'm looking at Michigan State on that bracket that Tennessee has to.
No, don't worry about it. Look, Josh, I want to tell you a story, right?
Break it down. All right, let's go, bro.
So Naveen, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But like Miami Heat, right? Like last season, right? This is basketball, right? But Miami Heat last season was like fucking 8 seed, right? Like I think they had to play into the play-in tournament, right? In the NBA last season. They were absolutely discounted by everybody as anything. They were in the finals, right? Like, and you see that with teams a lot. It's actually why for example, the fucking you know, what's that team that's always a fucking 1 seed on the West Coast that loses all the time? Gonzaga, right? Like Gonzaga, right? When you look at like athletes, like actually, even you know, really like the new Andy Roddick podcast, right? He talked about like how Djokovic, like you know, lost, whatever, like what that means. When you're like a high performing team, and you're like have so much expectation on yourself and so much on your shoulders, but then you have that loss, it's actually a good loss. It's good, I think, for teams to get down to the ground, get all that weight off your shoulders, and just go out there and play and enjoy, you know, like the actual game. And instead of just thinking about, you know, the rankings and what people think about us and what is this, what does this mean, you know, and like, oh, we have to keep this fucking perfect record, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think Tennessee, like losing now, I really think that's a good thing. I think that's a good loss. I think you experience the loss. You get some pressure, some of that release, and you'll be in a good shape. And look, they don't have a difficult bracket there. Maybe Houston is going to be a difficult team there, but I think, you know, it's not a hard bracket for them to advance in. I just don't see it. It's not hard.
Yeah, maybe I'm being overly emotional, like you said earlier. Who knows? Maybe by the time the the opening round comes around and they're playing in Charlotte, I might pack up the kids and go down and watch. Who knows? But I will say, if Michigan State's staring us in the face on that bracket, man, it's a wrap. We're not winning that game. So we'll see how it shakes. But
Josh, knowing your recent gambling record, I think that's a lock for Tennessee right there. Especially the U as a homer doesn't think they're gonna win. I think every single time that I thought the Miami Heat is gonna get fucked. How many times that happened to you? When you're like, oh, Yankees today, oh, they're losing for sure. What happens? 9-1, 10-1. No, dude. They win 10-1, they win 9-1. It happens all the time.
I will say,
I love it. I love it. This is my best predictor.
Yeah, last thing on the basketball topic, I will say NBA is a little bit different because you don't have the scenario where it's one loss and you're done. You get to play 5 or 7 games in a series. So,
I mean, he I think they like 4-0'd like the. They went like 4-0 against like the Bucks or whatever last season. So
yeah,
listen,
well,
no.
I mean, and you still have a little bit more of a. If there is parity, you have a little bit more of a competitive advantage when you have more than just one game.
No, well, but that also puts the pressure on the other team too, right? Like again, like Houston. So like Houston coming in as a 1 seed, thinking like, oh, we're Houston, our balls are so fucking huge, and they feel that pressure too. So what happens? This happens a lot in sports. What happens when you get knocked down like right away, right? It's like it's not about how hard you hit, right? It's about how hard you can get hit, right, and still get going, right? So if you are a 1 seed and you show up, and then that's how FAU, like for example, like FAU last year, right? Like how do they actually win those games, right? Yeah. They show up against these fucking teams that think they're the biggest thing all around town, right? And then this 16 seed bullshit fucking team, right? Whatever.
Well, I think it's matchup dependent too, because I would say,
Josh,
listen,
these guys
I would say most of the time, the best college basketball team, the best team in college basketball, very rarely wins the national championship.
Yeah, but see, like that's the thing. It's a lot mental, right? Like if a shitty team comes up on you when you're riding high with your expectations, and they're up 10-0 at the start of the game, your whole game plan, whatever your coaches were doing, whatever you're practicing all year, it all goes out the door. These are 18-year-old kids, right? 19-year-old kids. So I think the underdog in college is that underdog mentality that we are like just trying to achieve. We have nothing to we have nothing to prove. Everybody's cutting us down anyway. So I think if the Tennessee comes in with that mentality, it's like, fuck it. You know what? We already lost. We already have our best fans talking shit about us, burning our jerseys. Fuck them, right? Whatever. Let's just play basketball. Oh, boom. We're up 10 on Houston. Oh,
if you don't want us burning your jerseys, fucking win. Just win, and it'll all be good. All
the jerseys will be okay.
Yeah, it'll all be forgiven. But I digress. March Madness, we're in the thick of it. But let's talk about some other madness has been going on. NFL free agency. So it looks like we've got is Naveen back, or is Big Texas still with us?
Oh, brother. I never leave, man.
Okay. All right. Big Tex is still here. Big Texas, talk to us. Yeah. What were your biggest takeaways from the madness that was the NFL free agency this week? It definitely affected my favorite team, the Tennessee Titans. And this is all that will be said in reference to this transaction. Derrick Henry is now a Baltimore Raven. Thanks.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to start. Like we can kind of go position by position. We don't have to cover every single one, but Derrick Henry is a Raven. Saquon Barkley is a damn Eagle. My cousin in New Jersey was devastated by this. I mean, shit, this is ultimate betrayal. And I think, it goes back to what we talked about a few weeks ago. Cash rules everything around me. 3 years, $37 million for Saquon. That's a lot of damn money. And they were throwing it around, man. Like Josh Jacobs to the Packers, DeAndre Swift. Basically, every running back got signed that was a free agent. So that was interesting. And I think like another big one on the QB side was Kirk Cousins. I know it doesn't make sense, but I'm a Vikings fan, and this was devastating for me. I really like Kirk Cousins. I don't think he does much in the playoffs, but he's a great guy, great quarterback. Big contract now. 4 years, 180. That comes out to about 45 a year. And 100 of that 180 is guaranteed. So he's a rich man right now. I think all over the place we saw, a lot of big signings. You got the gambler himself coming to Tennessee, Calvin Ridley. Any thoughts there, Josh?
Yeah, so Calvin Ridley coming to the Titans will definitely be a help on offense. I mean, we've not really covered ourselves in glory in the past couple of years with our draft picks.
Wait. Josh, so you're Tennessee through and through.
I'm a Titan. I'm a Vol.
Titan. Oh, Lord.
Yep. All the way through and through. Like, of course. Like, I'm loyal. I'm loyal to where I'm from, right? I don't just hop on any old bandwagon, so to speak, right? But anyway, yeah, Calvin Ridley coming in, that'll be great for us. Like I said, we haven't covered ourselves in glory in our draft picks, our free agency in the last couple of years. So kind of excited to see that and see how it'll shake out for us. He's not a spring chicken, but I think he's experienced enough to come in and make an impact once he gets to Nashville. So excited to see him and kind of see how we're going to perform with our new coaching staff. I mean, there's just a lot of things happening in Nashville right now until OTA start and the completion of this draft. Man, it's really hard to forecast what the Titans are going to look like overall. I mean, we got rid of some of our key defensive players too. I think Autry's gone, so it's kind of a shell of what it once was. So yeah, man, hard to be a Titans fan right now.
Yeah, I think just to round things out, some of the big defensive free agents, Brian Burns went to the Giants. I know Frank's a Giants fan. Daniil Hunter leaving the Vikings. That's even more of a blow for me. He's the only player we had on defense, so it's sad to see that. We got a lot of guys leaving teams for division rivals. We didn't really see that much before, but man, I mean, just to keep it on the Giants, like they got Brian Burns, they got Dexter. Is it Dexter Lawrence, Frank? Yeah, I mean that's a stacked D line. They don't have a damn quarterback, but that's all right. At least they'll get some stops this year.
They have a quarterback.
Who?
You don't like DeVito? DeVito's a monster, bro. DeVito's got it. He's taking them to the playoffs next season.
Uncle T's,
Barkley, all DeVito.
Yeah, Uncle T's getting it done, baby.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just wild, man. This is one of the most active free agent windows we've seen this past week. Everybody got signed. Everybody's moving around. So we'll see how it shakes out. Russell Wilson, Mr. Let's Ride, he goes to the Steelers for vet min, $1.2 million.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
that's terrible.
Broncos are paying him $38 million. That's why it happened, dude. He's got $38 million coming to him plus 1.2. So that's how that worked out. He had a sweetheart deal down in Denver. Yeah, like very interesting stuff. We'll stay tuned with NFL, constantly throughout the rest of these podcast season. Ultimately, guys, this is America. This damn podcast is about football. Josh got the jersey on.
That's right. The Shield and the SEC, baby. That's all that matters.
Shield and the SEC. That's really what we bleed here. So we'll keep you abreast of what's happening throughout that. But I think the next topic we got to talk about are the baseballs.
Baseballs.
Yeah, dude. The
17-1 baseballs, right? So tonight, actually right now, Tennessee, I think first pitch went out at 8 p.m. They're at Lindsey Nelson Stadium there in Knoxville against the Crimson Tide. So we started SEC schedule this weekend. Got a full slate, tomorrow on Sunday as well. Tennessee 17-1 right now. Probably going to be a contender for the SEC championship in baseball, and a potential run to the College World Series again this year, following up a deep run last year. We made it to Omaha and came up a little short. I mean, we ran into the buzzsaw that was LSU, and I think Tony V's got the boys going in the right direction, and excited to see that. Also excited to see some Major League Baseball, where you got your defending NL East champs, your Braves, defending their title and probably potentially making another deep run into the playoffs. So better than the Yankees bitch asses have been doing. We won a World Series since them, and what other Dodgers? We were talking about the Dodgers the other night. So I'll let Major League Baseball kind of grow on us here once the opening day gets here and everything. But yeah, Braves, watch
Frank,
out for
can you
them.
fill us in about the Yankees, dude?
Garrett Cole does not need surgery, which is a good sign for the Yankees to be over 500 this year. That's about it, though. I mean,
I was about to say the Yankees ain't got a lot to talk about, brother.
There's not a lot. I mean, Garrett Cole not needing surgery is a pretty big deal, though. He's the best pitcher in baseball. He's going to win almost every game he pitches. So he should be all right. I don't think he's going to pitch for the next month or something like that, but not needing surgery is a big deal. The thing with baseball is when it comes down to the playoffs, any team can win. If you saw it last year, it's the Texas Rangers. Nobody would have thought they were going to be there. The Diamondbacks, they were a barely 500 team that got there. So baseball, the whole season as it sits, is a little easier to bet on than the playoffs. The playoffs is tough, I would say at the end of the day, because a lot of upsets happen. But looking forward to the Yankees season. I hope they keep winning. I hope they win some games to start the year, make it easy on them. But their pitching isn't all the way there. They need better relief pitching. It's just not. Doesn't look like a winning baseball team. It looks like a team that wins a game 10-1, loses 10-1 the next day for the Yankees. So
take the over.
Take the over, yeah.
Roman, you going to be betting that Colorado Rockies over again, buddy?
Yeah, man, maybe. Over 12.5.
There you go.
Roman.
No. We talked about this with Frank actually the other day, right? So we thought, yeah, exactly. We talked exactly about this. I almost forgot. Yeah, we're just gonna bet every single Yankees game over. That's what we're doing this year.
Okay. So
10-1, 110 doesn't matter to us. Line's 8.5, 9.5. Doesn't matter which way 10 goes.
That's a bet for our listeners. Yankees.
Yeah, right. Like we were drinking at a bar, but Frank gave this perfect explanation that convinced me right then and there that betting Yankees over is the thing to do.
Yeah,
every game. Because who did they get? They got some batter, right? Some sick batter.
Soto.
Right.
And they have Judge. LeMay.
Oh yeah. That's right. The bats.
Why are we still talking about the Yankees, man? They're trash, bro.
Yankee fans right here, brother.
Bro.
Yankees. Roman, that might be the squarest bet I've ever heard. Yankees over every game.
Yes.
That is very square, but we'll love it. I mean, DraftKings will love it.
Yeah, they'll love you.
They'll love you right back there, Roman. So that's a good one.
Make sure you get some crazy parlays, so they'll give you some boosts, like some free bet.
No. I'm doing. Yeah. So Yankees over until it doesn't work anymore.
All right,
Yankees over to start the season, I think, and also Braves over.
Oh, okay. What about Dodgers? You want to go over there too?
No.
Jesus.
Tight games.
But see, like the problem with the Dodgers is because they are
2 games.
They're the last. See, there's a problem with Dodgers. They're the last. Well, we'll get into this during the football season, but it's very important to understand when the game is happening in the slate of games, because all the real punters who are chasing hard as fuck, they are chasing on those 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. games, right? Which is why the worst fucking teams to bet on are the Pads or the Dodgers. all the time. Like every time the lines are inflated.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll be like Dodgers will be like -2.5, like run line. And then boom, fucking 4-2 or like, 3, like fucking 3-2. Like any kind of bullshit like that. Pads notoriously will just like fucking lose straight up, being favored 1.5 at the run line. So I think those are the teams I would just recommend absolutely do not take the favorites. Do not take the overs in the late games of the day. Just don't do it.
So what are you saying? Is East Coast overs and West Coast unders?
Well, yeah.
To start the season for baseball.
I'm just saying.
That is a betting philosophy.
I'm just saying, whatever it is,
it's a philosophy.
Whatever it is, just don't do it. Just like don't bet the late game. Like the late games, like the chase games that you go to a score chat and it's like you can see these people are fucking like chasing hard.
3-1.
Like, dude, no, just don't do it. Don't do it.
Been there, down bad.
I mean, I can't believe the same person is telling me that Padres and all these Dodgers overs are inflated, but you want to bet fucking Yankees every game. That's an interesting strategy.
Aaron Judge is good for a homer in the 7th inning every fucking game.
Yeah. He gets the 9 point, 9 runs. He gets the 10 runs.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. I think that's enough baseball. That's all. That's really all we got there. Frank, can you put it on some damn ice for us today?
I need some money. Make me some money, Frank. Give me some good picks, man. I'm about to log into FanDuel's now and do the business. I need to know what's gonna print.
Battle of Florida tomorrow. Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning. So the Tampa Bay Lightning, although they have a shorter bench right now, they've had a short bench all season. Like 5 games in a row have gone over for Tampa. They just beat the Rangers 6-3. Different guys scoring goals every game. They had one guy, Braden Point, 6 points last game against the Rangers, which is crazy, especially against the Rangers. So Tampa Bay, they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. Their goaltending hasn't been spectacular, though. He's letting goals in. Vasilevsky, he used to be a stud in goal. He's really not that great anymore. Panthers are a great team. So Panthers come and they score goals every single game. Lightning are going to come and score goals. To me, that just looks like the best one on tomorrow's list for Saturday, the over. Outside of that, the Rangers are still looking good, even though they lost 6-3 to the Lightning. I think sometimes the Lightning will score a bunch of goals in a game, like 6 or 7 or 8 goals. The Rangers, I still like them as the favorite to go deep this year, potentially win the Cup. I used to like the Edmonton Oilers. I used to like the Hurricanes, the Avalanche. All those teams are playoff teams. All those teams are probably winning their first round game as well. So if you want to pencil it in for the playoffs, if you want to take a series bet for the NHL playoffs, I'm definitely going to take the Avalanche, the Oilers, the Hurricanes, and the Rangers.
Wow.
As the top 4. As more of a series bet, not game by game. When the playoffs come around, I think all 4 of those teams win the first round.
Wow.
So I'd go with those 4 as a futures bet a little bit. It's not there yet. It's not playoff time, but I think all 4 of those teams are going to win.
All right, I'll give you some. Not many of the premier tournaments are set right now. So for the Power 5 teams, so I'm going to give you some swampy things that I like. I'm going to be betting tomorrow. I think Princeton's playing Brown. You guys don't like it. I like it. Princeton -9.5. Roman, you're disagreeing there.
I just don't know why we have to go dumpster diving. I just for these picks.
I mean, sometimes when you dive in a dumpster and you get into deep waters,
it's just second base picks.
You really find some gold. So I'm trying to.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, right?
Exactly.
Or Big Texas, excuse me.
Josh, you are fortunate. Like using FanDuel and all of that. Back in the day, these type of games, you have to like scroll in your bookie, and you won't find them. You have to go to like other games, menu. You go to like additional games, and then they won't even be under the sport that they're on. They'll be under other games.
Did the Did the Den have games?
Oh, the
like
Den had
this?
all of this. The Den had everything. The Den had this for sure.
All right, here we go.
All right. Other than Princeton, I got UMass Lowell under 133.5. They're going to be playing Vermont. Vermont goes under 75% of the time. I know you're laughing. But let's
Big Texas. I don't know, man.
Let's wait and see what happens, dude. And then
Are you as big of a punter? Are you as big of a punter as your cousin, Naveen?
No, that's impossible, dude. That guy's the number one special teams player in the goddamn universe, dude.
Josh, let me tell you.
This is a lock, huh? Okay, got it.
Every time Big Texas goes dumpster diving like this, I know he's down bad. This is when he's down bad. This is when this type of shit comes up.
You're telling me it's sloppy for Big Texas, huh?
Is the fucking Princeton Ivy League school fucking basketball that's coming up. This is when this starts happening. I mean, next week we might see some Mexican soccer second league.
Next week, it's kicking off in fucking 30 minutes, brother.
Got
League Two. Mexican League Two.
Got any futures on Greyhound racing or the Kentucky Derby?
Yeah, I prefer peacock racing myself, dude. Ain't no real fucking threat in greyhounds, brother. You give them one piece of meat, they're done. So I don't trust them damn gray dogs, dude. Fuck it. All right, Romans.
What's your last? Your last pick. Bana what?
Saint Bonaventure, brother.
Bonaventure, yeah.
1AA.
The Bonnies, dude. They call the Bonnies, dude. I mean, shit on my picks, brother.
What sport is this?
Let's transition to you. All right, we got the number one punter in tennis. We're in a finals situation. Everybody knows from the slices right. If he's in the quarterfinals or above, this is an auto loss.
This is an auto loss, guys.
Tell
us about this.
I'll just say this, and we're planning another slices right, episode I think next week. But look, this is a good matchup. This is Indian Wells is a really cool tournament. It's not obviously as big as a Grand Slam, but there are a lot of tournaments in tennis that are people call unofficial Grand Slams. Indian Wells is one of them for sure. Miami Open, I don't know what they call it anymore, but that's also another one of them. So this is a great game. We've talked about Sinner being our breakout, sort of a breakout player of the year. It's a number 2 seed, number 3 seed. These guys didn't get a chance to play at the Aussie. They get a chance to play here. It's going to be super interesting. I recommend, anybody who wants to see a good tennis game to, again, just go watch this game. Every time we said watch a good game, that was a good game. So this is just, you can watch it. But if you want to also sweat it, take the over. I mean, it seems like a big number for a 2-set matchup. But, this is definitely going to, Sinner's going to hold serve the entire time. I think Alcaraz is going to hold serve more often than not. I see 2 tie breaks here easily. This goes to 26. No problem.
All right, Josh, close us out, man.
Oh man, there's just so much finality, I guess, to this part of the show, man. It's kind of heavy. I'm not gonna lie. To have to talk about potential games that Tennessee won't be involved in the SEC tournament. My best bet might not even fucking pan out. Because let's see here. Yeah, they're in a fucking dogfight. Kentucky's in a dogfight right now with Texas A&M. So you might, when you see this graphic, if you're watching it, excuse me, on YouTube and not the pod, 2.5 might not even be in your sports book to go for based off of fucking A&M's performance. But Auburn's definitely going to be in a game tomorrow. So if that's not foreshadowing on, maybe fading my ass, that Kentucky may not even be playing. I'm taking Auburn, to cover 6.5. If I can't believe in Rick Barnes, I can believe in Bruce Pearl, former head basketball coach of the Tennessee Vols. He's been to a Final Four. He took Tennessee to their only Elite Eight. The Bruceferian T-shirt's back on. In Bruce, I believe. I'm telling you, he's going to get it done. He's going to run into a buzzsaw, though. I'm telling you, Nate's waiting on him. It might be an Iron Bowl SEC championship game. So that's where I'm at. Take Auburn tomorrow. If Kentucky somehow survives, take them. Who knows? But yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right.
Kentucky, they're not playing. That's
All
too
right,
good.
brothers.
That's too good.
So it's been a great show. We covered a lot of college basketball. We got some unique takes from Big Texas and Inside Texas with Roman and Frank. We are mourning the losses here at Tennessee, and they are stacking right up, nice and straight.
Like fucking dead bodies, bro.
Like dead bodies, dude. So yeah, I mean, great show. Follow us this week. We're going to be putting out a lot of content, giving you a lot of winners and losers. I'm sure we're going to be giving out some losers. So
a lot of losers.
Take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, stay tuned to Locky Top Sports, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're all over the place. And yeah,
Sunday.
Sunday, we're going to be doing a bracket reveal show. So as things go on Sunday with the Bracketology, we will be live streaming that, so you can react to us and please comment with us, have a discussion, and
bring your virtual BYOB to the party, right?
BYOB, BYO wings,
and BYU.
What?
And BYU.
Yeah, soak it up.
BYU, that's right. The Fighting Joseph Smiths, BYU. That's right.
Yep.
Fighting BYU lost first round. That's the
all right.
12-5 upset.
A lot of negativity there from the man in black, but that's okay. I'm a persevere. For Josh, Frank, Roman, Big Texas, myself. Thanks for tuning in to Lock the Top out.
Go Vols.
Vols, I think.